All right. So this is why Moses told Yahweh, who am I to go talk to Pharaoh? Because, ancient Egypt was a force to be reckoned with, so to speak, so you can understand. Okay, so that's just another indicator. When you take these, you read our history and these stories, did it matter that they had, all the gold, that they had, the power, in this world, he's the Pharaoh, and okay, titles don't matter. Okay, what matters? Remember, the Israelites, they were okay. Why? Because they had that blood over their doorposts. Okay, this is the point that I'm bringing to you through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, because the Israelites, we had nothing. Okay, we're slaving. Okay, we're slaving just like as we are now. It's just that now is the Edomites. Okay, all right. The Edomites are oppressors. Okay, they're like the Pharaoh. All right. So yeah, for those of you that don't know, I'm not gonna go too much off course here, but the just so you know, we're slaves here in America. America is a corporation, and because a lot of people might say, yeah, right. We don't got chains. We're free. We can do whatever we want. We're in bondage because they have the majority of people, their mind. Okay, they have people in bondage by adhesive contracts, the birth certificate, your ID, your social security. If you look at it, you'll notice that your name there is in all capitals. Okay, it's in all capitals. Why might that be? Okay, because it's quick and straight to the point. All right, that's not proper English. That's not proper grammar. Okay, because right here in America, people speak what? English. You got people who are bilingual, who know certain language, but what is, the main language spoke here in America? It's English. Okay, so when you write somebody's name properly, you want to talk about being proper, all right, proper grammar. It's that's why the birth certificate, your driver's license, your social security, why is it all in capitals? Why? Because we're slaves. All right. Proper English, proper grammar. The first letter of your first name and your last name will be a capital, and then the rest of the letters and your name will be lowercase. All right. So that's just a quick example, just to show you. You Akim Akwath out there, just, something straight to the point, that, we are in fact slaves here. All right. St. John chapter 6, verse 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. All right, so because they are spirit. All right, and they are life. Because as you can see around the world, these Edomites, they're all about death. Okay, that's what they push: death, culture, death, music. A death lifestyle. Fast life, live life on the edge. You only live once. Okay. All right. They're all about death. They serve what? Satan and demons. Okay. What do they want to do in the New World Order? They want to, eliminate billions of people. they want to eliminate billions of people. Yeah. Okay, so you can't tell me that's not bugged out. That they just they want to replace humans with AI. Yeah, it's completely bugged out. Bless are your eyes. St. Matthew, St. Matthew chapter 13, verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, okay? But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Yeah, because not everybody can see what's going on, okay? Not everybody believes. All right, so that also goes into what? Watching, reading, believing in the words, okay? Not our opinion and the community, I mean, you want to make friends and stuff, make friends, but that's totally separate from teaching the word, All right, I mean, you want to have a friend here and there, that's cool, but the scriptures tell us, follow not a multitude to do evil. All right, so the majority of people on this planet, they just, get along. They just go along with Esau, okay, the so-called white man, They just go along with it. All right, the baby boomers, okay, that generation, yeah, you guys are pretty bad because a lot of the baby boomers were completely conquered, because the baby boomers generation, you guys had that spirit, not saying everybody, because, but the majority of you, I've heard it, okay, you guys say, if you can't beat them, join them, all right, see? So, right now, this, what are we in, generation, what do they call it, Generation Z or something like that, all right, they may be messed up, but the fact that there's TikTok and all that right now, all right, people are hearing the word, okay? People are seeing what's going on. Yep, people are realizing like shit, Yep. You ever hear Apostle Rambla? He said, now all of a sudden everybody wants to be a prophet, because it's true, because it seems like, all kinds of people, all right, are just, everyone thinks they're a prophet now, just all of a sudden, all right, of course you're going to have your false teachers out there, all right, but something that you got to remember is that, people are seeing what's going on. All right, because, yeah, you have to spit out the bones. When people, when there's truth seekers out there, you got people like that out there, like Dabu 7, Richie from Boston. Okay, there's alternative news media out there rather than just CNN, Fox News, okay? So by that, like they're seeing what's going on, okay? Because we're in that time. All right. So, if you're paying attention, it's there. If you're watching. Okay. So bear with me. All right. So let's grab both these right here. This is 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2, okay? A bishop then must be blameless, the husbandman of one wife, vigilant, sober, and of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach. Okay? Apt to teach because, this thing doesn't, it's not, if this is a burden, to teach the word, if it's a burden to you, then, your spirit's off. Okay? All right? Your spirit's off because, you got to be, you got to be on fire right now, You got to be excited for this thing if you're a true teacher of Yahweh Shem Shai. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober. All right, here we go. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant. Listen up. Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. All right, so let's break this down. Okay? 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober. Okay, so this doesn't mean just, hey, put the booze down. Okay? Hey, put the bottle down. You're getting a little out of control now. Okay, no, okay. What does it mean to be sober-minded? Okay, to be sober-minded is to know the will of Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, because remember, we're all walking in one accord. Okay, because we agree with the Lord. We're following the Lord. Okay, not like General Yohana saying, well, I don't hate white people. God hates white people. So he's not walking with the Lord. Okay? Because the Lord is saying one thing and he's doing another. You see? So it's different, He's not one accord. So right there with General Yohana, right there, I mean, you don't even got to go into no debates or anything. Not even just, I wonder and how come it's like that? It's because he's not walking with the Lord. Okay? All right? It's simple right there. Okay? Because okay, here we go. So let's say basketball right now. Okay, what do you got out there? Lakers, LeBron James, right? Okay, so let's say the team, huddles up, It's third quarter, The Lakers are losing, maybe by like 9 points, 10 points. And the team huddles up, the Lakers, right? Say, all right, hey, you know what? Let's find, the center and just start taking it, start taking it to the hoop, No more shooting threes. So like, let's say they were shooting threes and the team coach says, you know what? We're missing our shots today. Let's just pass it to the big man down center and, let's just do layups for right now. Let's do a different approach, right? The team agrees. All right. So basically, they run the play, right? Meaning that, because as a team, one accord, okay, one accord, you know, you're going along with the plan. Okay. All right. So, right there with General Yohana. Okay. He's displaying that he's not with the Lord at all. Okay, because by your actions, you know, because let's say the Lakers are gonna run a play, and you go in the locker room. Okay, huh? Imagine that. All right, imagine the Lakers run a play, right? Whatever. Pass the ball to the center, find him on the inside, right? And imagine one player, while they're playing, he just walks into the locker room. Doesn't even tell nobody. See that? So is he with that team or is he not? Okay, because is he going along? Is he on one accord or he's doing his own thing? See? So that just shows you these false prophets, okay, it's not just, oh yeah, those guys don't know what they're talking about, Nate, they're not with the Lord. 100%. All right. So, all right. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober. So, remember, Yahweh drunk wine. Okay. You're supposed to do things in moderation. Okay. It's. Remember, you gotta have balance. Okay, because you can drink. It's not a sin. Okay, you can drink. It's all right. But it's you do it in moderation. Yahweh drunk wine. Okay, you see. So remember that. So be sober. It means to know the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, be vigilant. Here's the point. Be vigilant. What does that word there? What does that word vigilant mean? Be vigilant. That means you're watchful. Okay, you got to be aware of what's going on out there. Okay, you're watching, meaning you're reading the Bible. Okay, and we're watching for the prophecies to happen. So just be vigilant means you're being watchful. All right. So a lot of people too, they say, oh, you know what? I don't want to watch the news right now. Shit, you better watch. Okay, because this is how we know that we're close. All right, to Yahweh return. All right, make no mistake. All right, so be vigilant. So, and to that, you're watching what? You're watching yourself, examining your spirit. Okay, you're not just out here like, well, whatever. Well, whatever's, man. Whatever's, whatever's clever. No, you're out here examining your spirit, making adjustments. Okay, you see, because the hopeful elect is going to so the hopeful elect, remember that, because they truly worship Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, so they are going to make the adjustments. In other words, okay, remember that the elect. This is why, this is how you can discern. This is how you can tell. Okay, to begin the process, because the hopeful elect make the adjustments to get right with the Lord. They're gonna take rebuke. They're not just gonna be like, well, I'm just gonna do my own thing. Okay, be vigilant. So you better watch. Okay, all right. you know. So watch what? Watch for the enemy. You know, hey, what's going on? You know, the enemy's. You know, things are happening. Russia's getting. Look at what's happening with Russia, North Korea, Iran. Okay, so you better watch. Okay, so you watch the times. We tie it to prophecy and your spirit. Very important. Okay. All right. Follow not a multitude to do evil. All right. So when Salakia, let's see. Bear with me. Can two walk together? Unless they we agreed. All right, here. So this is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? What a question mark. Okay. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Right. Okay. Because you know, we believe in the same thing. Okay. We believe in the same thing. You know, if the Lord says, you know, this is what we do, then this is what we do. Remember the murmurs and the time of Moses. All right. Remember, because they didn't agree. Okay, they didn't agree with the Lord. They tried to do their own thing. You know, they were murmuring, tempting the Lord. Okay, after everything happened, they forced Aaron to build them a golden calf. See that? So you can't walk with the Lord, you know, and be like, well, you know, have your own opinion. Okay, there's no private interpretation. Okay, remember, the Lord had the earth swallow them up. Okay, so let's go to, bear with me. All right, so this is Saint Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 24. All right, so right here, Saint Matthew, chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters. All right, no man. So what are these false prophets out here? What, they think they're special? You know, they think, well, oh, that applies to everybody, but not me. You know, because, you know, I'm the man. You know, remember like that movie? I believe it's called The Last Dragon with Leroy. Remember that one, the bad guy, the villain? He's like, who's the baddest? Remember, because he was all about him. You know, that's these false Israelite teachers out there. Okay, you know, they're like that guy. You know, and that movie, I believe it's called Last Dragon. Remember with Leroy? He gets that spiritual power. Remember that? Remember that villain? He wears like the leather jacket. Remember, he's like, who's the baddest? Huh? Because he was all about himself, like, yeah, like, worship me, you know? I'm it, you know? Forget what you're talking about, you know? See? Okay? You know, this is so this is the point right here, okay? Alright, so pay attention. St. Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters. So either you're with the Lord or you're not. That's not, remember, and this is why it's very important that, remember, we teach the words of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Okay? You know? We're teaching you what the Lord is telling us. Alright? No man can serve two masters. Nobody. Okay? For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and Mammon. Alright? So, no one can serve two masters. Alright? So you can't be, oh, well, I'm walking with the Lord, but, I'm rolling with them over there too, because I like their ideas. No. Okay? No man can serve two masters. Okay? For either he will hate the one and love the other. Right. Because either you're on the left-hand side with Satan, or you're on the right-hand side with Yahweh Shai. Ain't no gray areas. Alright? So with that, it's not, no, just do your own thing. Very important. So with that, that's it on today's lesson. Alright? On the importance of following, of hearing the word. Okay? The importance of hearing and following the words of Yahweh Bashim Shai. So with that, stay locked in, stay tuned in on your feet, soldier. Shalom.